Our next speaker, Mr. Iyad Mourtada. He's a professional trainer and consultant with diverse background in finance and psychology. He has extensive experience in teaching advanced financial and accounting courses in several countries over the internet. His talk, What If? The Power of Asking.
What if? What if you have everything you want in the world? And they will tell you something. They will tell you, you can do anything, we can give you anything, but please don't push that red button. Sooner or later, some of you, they are going to be wondering, what's going to happen if I push that red button? Even that I have everything that I want. But I'm curious. I would like to know. I'm willing to give up everything just for me to know what's behind that red button. And once you push it, you will know. But you will lose everything. This is life. Some of us will prefer to live without knowing, as long as they have whatever they want. But some of you will determine to go and do something different. If you have the bill, the red bill and the blue bill, where the red bill will give you reality with happiness and sadness. But if you go and decide to take the blue bill, what's going to happen with the blue bill? With the blue bill, you are going to have amazing life, but it's not real. You are going to have everything you want, but it's not reality. Some of you will decide to go with this option or that option, and that will determine your life. It's the choices that you make will determine how you are living your life. And when we are speaking about life, what is life? It's all about the questions we ask. So what questions are you asking? What questions are you are not asking, and these questions changing your life? When we are looking at options and questions in our life, we are always challenging everything happening. Look at this, the Olympics. They said, can we change how people are jumping? For so many years, everyone is jumping this way, jumping forward. They say the best way for you to go and do high jump is to run, and then jump forward. And for so many years, no one thought about jumping backward, which is usually what people, they think that should be happening, can be higher, better, and more realistic. When someone decided, when Dick Fosbury decided to go and do the back jump, everyone was laughing at him, saying, you will be able to do that by doing back jump? And look what he did. Sound, please.
Mexico City Olympic Arena came not only a new name to the sport, but a new approach, which was to revolutionize the high jump event. Dick Fosbury from the United States demonstrated a new style of high jump, which some considered strange and awkward. It was a jump he had devised in the previous years, and one which unsettled his opponents. While the crowd at first saw him as a novelty, his continued success at clearing the ever-increasing height soon made it apparent he was a serious contender. Valentin Gavrilov from the Soviet Union failed at his attempt of 2.22 meters, while Fosbury and his US teammate Edward Carruthers cleared their way to a jump-off. The bar sat at 2.24. Carruthers failed, and Fosbury took his new style of high jump over the bar and into the history books. Fosbury had won his gold. Within a few years, the Fosbury flop had become the standard method of jumping in this great Olympic sport.
And that's life when you go and ask the question. When you say, why people are doing it this way? And what can we do different? How can we change how people are living and thinking by changing how they are asking the questions? So the next time you ask a question, you need to be very careful about the question that you are going to ask. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are driving here in Dubai and you have a flat tire. What question would you ask? What question would you ask? Some of you will ask this question. How can we find a jack to lift up the car? So you say, do I have that jack to lift up the car? And if you look in your car and you don't have one, you're stuck. You say, okay, let me call a friend. Let me find a gas station so I can get one, so I can lift up the side of the car. and you can't move forward. But if you change the question and you ask this question, you say, how can I lift up the side of the car instead? Now, there are so many ways to lift up the side of the car. You can use rocks, you can leverage, you stick over another stick and lift it up. You can get your friends and you can move the car a little bit and you can be able to change the tire. Or you can go to one of the corners where there is a gap in the ground and now the tire is free and you can change it. There are so many solutions just when you change the question. Do you like doing this? Do you like asking the right question? Or do you like just asking? When you go and ask the right question, you will be able to find alternative answers. Usually what we do, all of us, we have this in our cars, right? We have this in our car. It's a very traditional way of lifting up your car. In Dubai, it's not effective in the hot weather, right? You are going to be really tired after doing that. But why we are not asking the right question and saying, how can we do something different? How can we do this? There's a definitely alternative way. Easier, faster, especially for ladies, nicer, and we can do the same thing exactly. But no one thought about it. Everyone is saying, how can we do it? No one is saying, how can we do it better, different? That's the question that you need to ask. When we are asking questions, we need to ask, what questions can we ask in our life, and what can be the answer? Because sometimes life will ask you some questions. What if life will say to you, what do you want to do? What do you want to change in your life? What do you want to change in yourself? And when they ask you this big question about the change, sometimes you are wondering, what I need to change? What should I change? Look at this. They ask 50 people with different ages one question, and only one question. Sound, please. Look how they answer it.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's do this.
Scene zero, take one. Mark?
So we've got one question that we want to ask you today.
Okay, well, what's that question?
The question is, if you could change one thing about your body, what would it be?
Only one. I would change my forehead. I have a really big forehead.
I'd like to be taller.
The puffiness of my face.
My ears. I have big ears.
Stretch marks after having a baby.
A lot of times, like, kids would make fun of me, like, hey man, you get big ears, you got Dumbo over there, you know?
Definitely my skin, because I've dealt with acne and eczema issues ever since I was a little kid.
我小时候，因为大家比较喜欢大眼睛的那种美女，所以我就也希望自己眼睛能大一些。
Growing up, like, a lot of people call me like five head, or like, your forehead's so big. They've always like would say something to me about it.
Yo diría porque muchos todos caminan derecho y como que mi pie está un poco chueco. When I was younger, I felt like I wasn't quite adequate enough.
Can you sit on the chair?
No.
All right, I'm going to ask you one question.
What's the question?
If you could change one thing about your body, what would you change?
You know, have a mermaid tail.
Probably like a shark mouth, so I could eat a lot of stuff.
I could have teleportation in my body. Extra pointy ears. I want legs like a cheetah so I can run faster like a cheetah. I could have wings so I could fly.
I don't think there's anything to change.
I like my body actually.
Yeah, you wouldn't change anything?
Nothing else. Just a mermaid tail.
See what kids are doing, kids are thinking differently. They are saying, we don't want to conform like everyone else. What are we going to change? We want to be super. We want to have superpower. We don't want to conform. But for us, after we reach 20, we feel 30, 40, we would like to be like everyone else. We would like to conform to reality. We don't want to change reality. Why is that? What happened to all our dreams when we were kids? What changed? Maybe the kind of questions that we are asking or the kind of answers that we are looking for. When people, they are saying you will get something like this. You will open a fortune cookie and they are saying you are going to win the lottery. People, they joke. They say, oh, it's impossible. But I can tell you every day you can win a lottery. And people, they say, how? What is the easiest way for me to assure you today that you will win the lottery? What is the easiest way? Very simple. Buy all the tickets, right? If you buy all the tickets, for sure you are going to win. My question to you, are you buying all the tickets every day in your life with whatever decision you are making? Time for us is like money. Are you using every minute, every second for it to achieve whatever objective you want to achieve? And if you do that, you are buying all the time that you have. So definitely you are going to win and you are going to achieve your goal. You can do this in small scale, big scale. When I was doing interviews, I decided to go and do an interview with all the companies that I can. And after that, I got the job that I want. When I decided to go and do business, I decided to explore all the options that I can. At the end, I was able to get a job and do a project. It's up to you to have that ability to challenge yourself and say, I'm going to try everything until the end. And at that time, you will know. If there is no result, it's not the thing that you want to do. If there is a result, and definitely there is someone is going to say yes, and you are going to get the lottery and you are going to win it. But the big question for you is that question. How are you asking that question? Remember, life will give you whatever you ask for. So how are you asking that question? How are you challenging life and saying, I would like to get this? It's about how you ask.
Do to my saying?
I wrote the saying, but in different words.
Thanks, love.
Change your words and you can change the word. That's exactly, it's how you are asking the question. Sometimes people, they say, you need to go and never ask permission from life. You need to go and do whatever you want. Because what if you ask that question and someone will answer? What if you ask that question and request permission before doing whatever you want to do because you are afraid that someone will say no? And definitely someone is going to say no, and you will not do it. Remember, life will give you whatever you want, so you need to go and get it. And you go and you need to go and fight for it. You need to go and grab it. And don't wait for someone to say yes or no. Just wait for someone to stop you. If you are going so far, that will be your coach. That will be someone saying you are going so far. But it's not about the permission, getting permission from life. Remember, when we are asking the question, it's about finding success. And this is what we are all looking for, success. But sometimes we don't ask the right questions. Sometimes we don't know the right answers. So how can we find success? There's a very nice story about two rabbits. The first one, the smart one, her name Wanda, and the foolish one, and his name is Frederick. So Frederick and Wanda, they were walking around, and they saw exactly this. They saw two carrots, small carrot and big carrot, but they didn't know because they were under the ground. So Frederick, he quickly went to the carrot with the large leaves, and he said, "Oh, this is my carrot." Wanda, she looked at him and said, "Okay." He got that carrot out, and it was very small. And then Wanda went to the other carrot and got it, and it was big. So he was very upset. And he said, "How? What happened?" She told him, "You should be careful. You should never judge something by how big are the leaves. Because maybe it's under the ground is different." So he learned his lesson. So then when they were walking together, they saw another two carrots.